Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be ranking all of the upcoming LEGO Marvel 2021 summer sets that are going to be releasing. There are 7 of them, where 6 of them are from the Infinity Saga, and then one of which is the Daily Bugle. And keep in mind, throughout this ranking, it will be from my least favorite to my favorite, and all based on my personal opinion as well. So please let me know your rankings down below. I'm always curious to compare my own to yours as well, and I hope you do go on to enjoy the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it here with the first set. Alright, so to kick off the list here, we have set number 76189, the Captain America and Hydra Face-Off. This set is going to include 49 pieces, 2 minifigures, and is going to retail for $9.99 USD and then $13.99 Canadian. And this set is honestly a pretty decent one. I think that I just put it at the bottom because it's kind of the one that's a bit more lackluster build-wise. The actual motorcycle here is nothing too spectacular. Of course, this scene is from the opening sequence of Avengers Age of Ultron, so it's nothing too amazing here. Of course, you're not going to expect a lot in such a cheap set, and on top of that being 4+ as well. But the actual minifigures here, I would say, are the actual highlight of the set. The Captain America is exclusive to the set with his torso printing there, which I think looks fantastic, so I really do love the design of that. And then even the little Hydra soldier right here as well is a fantastic addition, also, and I believe an exclusive minifigure as well. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this got put in a set in the future, another one, but still, it's got a great torso print right there, which I absolutely love. So 2 fantastic figures right here, and a fairly decent build as well. Nothing spectacular, but also nothing that's too bad as well. So I would say overall a really well-rounded set right here with this one. Next up here on the list, we have set number 76191, the Infinity Gauntlet. This one's going to include 590 pieces, be an 18+ set, and will also retail for $69.99 USD and then $99.99 Canadian. So a fairly high price point considering what you're getting here and having no minifigures included, but you would of course expect that because it's kind of following the same sort of format as most of the busts do. And I do think this is a really fantastic looking gauntlet right here. I do think the fingers look a tiny bit off, I suppose, just kind of more so on the actual sides of them, just kind of having the little stud sticking out on there, but I still do think they did a good job of putting in a lot of articulation here with the actual gauntlet, which I really appreciate. As you can see, you can actually put it in the snapping pose right there, which I just think is fantastic, and I'm honestly quite impressed with what a smooth build they were able to create as well. Normally with these, you kind of see a lot more exposed studs on the build, but I think they were able to do a great job of self-containing all of those as well. And you can see the actual Infinity Stones here within the actual build, which I do think the shaping looks a little bit weird with a few of them, but of course the colors are all there and you can obviously recognize what they are meant to be on the actual gauntlet here. I think it would be so cool if we got a nano gauntlet in this style as well, to kind of have both of them to pair together. I think that would honestly be really cool, but it's got a really fantastic design here. I do like the sort of techniques that are being used here, and I like the stand as well that they include with the build here. I think that looks really great, and I'm assuming that's going to be a print on the actual tile there, so that's nice as well. But I feel that this is a really well done set right here. It's not something that personally I'm too interested in because of course it isn't minifigure scale, but I still can have an appreciation for the build right here and what they were able to pull off in LEGO form, so I think it's still a really great looking set. Alright, so next up here we have set number 76186, the Black Panther Dragon Flyer. It's going to include 202 pieces, 3 minifigures, and it's going to retail for $19.99 USD and then $24.99 Canadian, which honestly, when I first saw this set, it didn't really click in that this could possibly be a $20 set, and I'm really happy that it is. I think that it has a really cool design to it, definitely a really unique one for sure. You can even see some of the different posing here with the actual build, and I think even on its underside it actually looks pretty good as well, so I definitely really appreciate that for sure. And then with the actual minifigures included within the set, the Black Panther figure is not exclusive to the set, as he is included in the final battle set as well from this wave, but still he looks fantastic here, and it's a great and more affordable way to be able to get this figure. And I love how he has all of the energy being generated there in the purple, so I really do love that. Of course, the Shuri figure is the highlight here. A little bit disappointing that she doesn't have leg printing there, but you almost have to expect that with a large amount of Marvel minifigures. But I do like her torso quite a bit. I think it has some great detail to it, and I love how the navy blue matches up with sort of her design there. It just looks very clean, and I do like that quite a bit. Her face printing as well looks fantastic, and the hairpiece is a great use there of the Coder girl from series 19, so I'm really glad about that as well. And then the Chitauri minifigure as well is pretty decent, also of course something that's not exclusive to the set, but a welcome addition here and a more cheaper one if you would like to try to army build this one, so I do like it quite a bit. And then we can see some other shots here of the actual build, some great articulation on the wings right there, which I really appreciate. The cockpit looks pretty nice as well, and I like the piece right there being used for the windshield. And then we can see a little bit going on there with the two figures. We can see the other side of the build right here, the underside of it more specifically, and I like Shuri's gauntlets as well. I think those look really great and are definitely a very good piece right there. So it's just a very well done set. I do like this one quite a bit. I think it has a really unique build for it and three fantastic figures as well, so definitely a really fantastic, well-rounded set. Now we arrive at set number 76190, the Iron Man Ironmonger Mayhem set right here, including 479 pieces and 3 minifigures as well, retailing for $39.99 USD and then $49.99 Canadian. And this set right here is a really cool one, honestly. I like this one quite a bit, and I know there's been quite a few complaints with this one, specifically with the sizing of the Ironmonger suit here in comparison to the actual figures here. Of course, it is really off. This set should only be about the length of the legs, I would probably say, but then of course they go and double that, but it does make sense as well, because of course you want to be able to justify the price right here, and you can't really do a set kind of surrounding that with so many minifigures as well. It just wouldn't really work too well and would feel a bit more unbalanced, so I do like the route that they did go with this. I think it still works, and the actual figures that we have here look fantastic. Of course, Iron Man right there in his Mark III looks really amazing. I do like that figure quite a bit, and he has some fantastic printing on both the torso and the legs, so that's really great to see. And of course, bringing back the classic Iron Man helmet as well, which is really fantastic. Then we have Pepper Potts, nothing too spectacular going on there, but still she is necessary to have within the set. And then we have Obadiah Stane right here, who honestly looks spectacular. I love his face print there. I believe that is a new face print. And then his actual torso is a reuse of, I believe, Chip from Chip and Dale and from the train station set, the Disney one. So really great reuse there. Of course, just swapping out the hands right there, and I think it looks so great. It matches really well with his legs right there, where I don't feel printing is as necessary. So definitely really loving that. I love the actual like suit right here as well. So many great and intricate details, and it actually, I believe, has glow in the dark elements as well, especially in the middle part of the chest right here, and possibly the eyes as well. So definitely really amazing that it has that included in the actual set right there. So I do like that quite a bit. Some pretty good articulation here as well. It's kind of hard to see around the knees. It doesn't look like there's as much articulation or really any at all, but still I think that it works pretty well with the actual articulation around the arms. And of course, the Ironmonger isn't meant to be as flexible as the Iron Man suit is, so that's kind of like its downfall, of course, within the film. So it definitely definitely makes sense here within the actual context of it, and I love how it actually opens up right there. You have a good amount of space for Obadiah to be in there, so I like that as well. And yeah, you can kind of see the glow-in-the-dark sort of element there on the actual arc reactor in the center there, so I like that as well. So just a really fantastic set. I love this one a lot. I think it's got a great build, some great minifigures, and I like seeing them going back to these original Marvel films to kind of make sets from them. So definitely looking forward to seeing more of this in the future. And for now, this is just a really great set. Now we have the largest one from the Infinity Saga wave, and this is set number 76193, the Guardian ship. It's going to include 1,901 pieces and is going to include a whopping 6 minifigures right here, and is also going to retail for $149.99 USD and then $189.99 Canadian. So a pretty decent price right there, considering this is basically like a UCS set, but just not being labeled as that. But I think it looks spectacular. Of course, the Benatar ship right here, they didn't title the set that, but we all know what it is, of course, and it just looks spectacular. We're going to go through multiple elements here of the set, so you can see the actual stand that it's on right here. Of course, it doesn't come with a plaque, which is a tiny bit disappointing, I suppose, but still, I think it does work quite well right there with the actual stand to kind of propel it up in the air right here, and it has just so many great details right here. I've seen a lot of people accusing it of just being a direct copy of the last one that we received from the Infinity War sets, but honestly, I think this one just improves in so many places, and of course is much larger than that one. And I love how it keeps it to be able to interact with the minifigures as well, keeping it at that scale. So I do like that quite a bit. It's just like a much more accurate version here with more articulation as well around the actual wings. And then the minifigures that are included are obviously spectacular. We get Rocket in more of an accurate coloring there on his head, so I really do like that quite a bit. And then we have Peter Quill as well, Star-Lord, of course, looking really fantastic. I love the dual molded legs right there, and then his actual torso printing looks pretty good. I like the hairpiece there as well. I think that definitely suits him very well. Then we have Groot right here, who I've seen a little bit of discussion about his face right there, kind of the expression that he's giving. I think it works all right, but I could definitely see maybe going for a bit of a different look with him. He kind of looks a little bit too like smirky right there, I would say. I don't know how to really describe it, but his torso printing and leg printing look absolutely phenomenal. That is what I like to see on a Marvel minifigure, so definitely really great right there. And his actual coloring as well looks pretty good as well. And then we have Mantis within the set. Nothing too spectacular going on here, but it is nice to be receiving her here. Honestly, quite surprising over like Drax being within the set. I know he's been a big one and people joking about him being in the set, but just standing very still, of course. But then we have Thor right here, who I think also looks really fantastic. Of course, not exclusive to the set as he is included in the final battle set, but still a nice inclusion here. And then a Chitauri as well. And then if we move forward right here, you could see a few different shots of the actual ship here. Just once again, looking really great, very smooth as well. I can definitely really appreciate that they were able to pull off a very sleek looking design. So very nice there. You can kind of see some of the articulation being shown here, and also the cockpit as well, which I think is pretty nice. It looks like you can store about 2 figures in there, but I'm sure you could try to shove a few more in there as well if they're not perfectly sitting there. And then you can see a bit more in the back here where I'm sure you could store a little bit more as well, which is nice. And then I do like how that lifts off as well. Looks like pretty easy access within the actual set there. And then we have Thor right here eating a donut and then just having some coffee, I'm assuming. So, you know, just being all casual as he is. And then just a nice out of the box shot right here. So just a very well done set. I do like this one quite a bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to wind up getting it just because of the price point, but I still think that it is a good value that you're getting here and a really nice set overall. Alright, now we're at my favorite of the Infinity Saga wave, and this is set number 76192, the Avengers Endgame Final Battle, including 527 pieces, and then 6 minifigures, 1 micro figure, and 1 big figure as well, and it is going to retail for $69.99 USD, and then $99.99 Canadian, so matching up with the Infinity Gauntlet price, which honestly just makes me realize how much more value I feel like we're getting within this set. There is so much going on here, and I absolutely love it. There's a ton to go over within this video right here, so let's start breaking it down here and going through the figures first off here. So of course we have Ant-Man here in his micro form, which looks really spectacular. Then we have Captain America as well, with some really great printing on the torso there. We have Iron Man as well, who looks amazing. I love his outfit here. It looks so great. The suit has so much detail there, and it looks so complex. I love it. The helmet as well just fits it so well, so I do like that quite a bit. And then we have Thor, who of course I've already gone over previously, but I will mention his beard is definitely starting to grow on me. I wasn't a huge fan of how it was done at first, but I do like it a bit more now for sure. And then we have Wanda as well, who her face print there doesn't really match too well with her emotion within the actual scene, but I do like her actual torso printing there, and she does have an alternate face print which fits a little bit more, and we'll show that afterwards. Then we have Black Panther here and a Chitauri, who we've already gone over previously in another set here within this ranking. But then we have Thanos right here. Of course, I would argue the main attraction of this set, like figure and character wise. He looks so great with very detailed printing here on the torso and the legs. His arms look great, and then his actual head looks phenomenal. I love the way they've done it here and how it's able to rotate as well, so I definitely like that quite a bit. We finally have an accurate Thanos right there, and then we can see what's kind of going on here within the actual set. You can see Wanda's other face print there, which looks much better with the red eyes there. Now I think it could look a little bit angrier, and then her power blast piece is as well, of course, are not very accurate in that coloring there. They should be red, hence why she is Scarlet Witch, but still I think they do the job, I suppose, and do look pretty good still. Then we have Iron Man's shield as well, which looks so great. I love that piece right there, or that sort of build right there, I suppose. I think that looks fantastic. We have Thanos right here with his weapon, of course. Captain America there with the hammer looking spectacular. Thor as well, you can see his alternate face print, which looks so great, surging with energy there. We can even see Ant-Man there interacting with the van as well, which I'm so glad we got that within this set. Also, it's such a great inclusion there. And then the actual compound build right there, I think is pretty well done. From the exterior, it provides for a pretty good looking facade, I would say. And then if you look within the actual set here, there's actually quite a few cool portions of it as well. Of course, we can see the holograms for Captain Marvel and Rocket Raccoon right there, which is really awesome. We can see Black Panther and Thor just chilling right there, of course, just having some coffee. Of course, we know Thor enjoys doing that, as we can see from the Benatar. Then we can kind of see how Tony sort of figured out the Infinity Gauntlet right here, the Nano Gauntlet, I suppose, which is really great. So I do like that as well. It doesn't look like it has any detailed printing on it, which is slightly disappointing, but I do like that we get his hairpiece there to kind of switch that out. We can see Wanda walking away. Honestly, this is hilarious. I've seen so many memes from this, and especially one of my favorites is how it's like Wanda's walking away to go and like enslave an entire town in WandaVision, of course, so I found that to be pretty funny. And then we have Steve as well, of course, here with his alternate hairpiece as well, which is great. And yeah, it's just so funny how they've locked Thanos away in a little prison cell right here. I think that's such a creative idea there, and just fits really well. Of course, being a Lego set, it's going to be a little bit more child friendly than what actually happens within the film, but I think this is really cool. We get to see the van separately here, some other separate portions, Thanos breaking out of prison right there, which is a bit more realistic, I suppose. A little more in-depth look here at the set in person there, which looks really great. So some really fantastic elements within this set here. I honestly think they just absolutely nailed it. It looks so great. They did a fantastic job here, and I definitely absolutely love this set. Alright, so now we've arrived at my top spot here in my ranking, and it is the Daily Bugle set number 76178, including 3,772 pieces, 25 minifigures, and 18 plus set as well, going to retail for $299.99 USD, and then $399.99 Canadian, and I would say, honestly, it's some really great value that you're getting here. I absolutely love this set so much. There's so many elements that we're going to go through here. You can see all of the figures here, which I'm trying to not go too in depth with because, of course, I have done a separate video on this set where I go a bit more in depth, but I'll mention some of them. Of course, some of the really spectacular figures. I love Punisher and Daredevil. So amazing to be getting both of those characters here. Then we have some of the, or one of the villains right here, Mysterio. We get Blade as well, which is spectacular. Doc Ock right there. Venom, Carnage. We have Black Cat, a fantastic looking figure there. We have Sandman as well, Green Goblin also, which is really great to be receiving here, Spider-Ham as well, which I'm so glad we're getting him within this set because now I don't have to buy the Venomsaurus set. I could just get him within this one. We have Firestar as well, Ghost Spider also, some of the random other citizens as well, are not so much so random, but just kind of the more miscellaneous characters. I suppose we have J. Jonah Jameson looking fantastic there, Peter Parker as well, Aunt May, Gwen Stacy, Miles Morales in this set as well, which is really cool. So just a great range of characters right there. I love all of them. The only one missing that I could sort of point out is possibly Spider-Man Noir, but at least he's in like a $40 set or $30 set depending where you're at. But yeah, it's still a really great set right here. I love the build. Of course, that's kind of the main thing of the set right here. I got kind of carried away just with the figures on their own, but there are so many cool details with this actual set right here. It's hard to not want to go super in depth with it, but you can see some of the interior portions right here. You can even see the spider buggy on the side of the building right here, which is so cool. You can see the logo right here, which looks fantastic. I love that so much. We can see some of the interior right here with some of the characters inside here, even of course replicating the meme right here of Spider-Man sitting in his own office there with his own portrait up right there. So very funny right there as well. We can see some of the interior here with some of the other details as well. Now, I'm not going to point out all of the Easter eggs here because I did that in a separate video where I discussed this set, which I'll most likely link at the end of this video, but one that I want to point out is the Electro figure right there. I really hope we get that eventually in a set, but yeah, you can see some of the details right there, and you can also, because this is modular, of course, switch around the organization of the rooms as well. We can see some other details right here also, so we'll just kind of flip through some of this as well. But yeah, just so many fantastic details here. I love the fire escape as well that the characters can kind of be climbing up as well. It's just a very dynamic building, which I know is kind of weird to say considering buildings don't really do too many dynamic things, but just even the outside of it, the actual like window panes here, you can see some of the small details here, of course, with the actual screens and some really cool stuff going on there, showing some other characters off as well that we don't have within the actual set. This is probably my favorite one where it's broken away here, and apparently you can repair this as well, which is really great to hear. But Green Goblin, of course, there causing some mischief, which I really do love. And yeah, there's just so many great elements here, the roof as well. So just a phenomenal set. I could talk about this forever. That's why, of course, I did a separate video completely just for this set, but it looks phenomenal, so well done. So I absolutely love it. It definitely earns my top spot here in my ranking. Alright, so that's going to conclude my ranking here for all of the upcoming LEGO Marvel 2021 summer sets. There are some really spectacular ones within this wave that I absolutely love so much. I think it's just such a well-rounded wave with so many great elements to it as well. But now I'm really curious to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on these sets, so be sure to comment them down below. Let me know your rankings so I can compare mine to yours as well. And if you did enjoy the video, it would be highly appreciated if you could leave a like, also subscribe as well. And I've also done separate videos for all of these sets, not individually except for the Daily Bugle, but I did do a video for the Infinity Saga sets on their own as well, so you can check out both of those, which I'm sure I'll link at the end of this video. But thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.